Welcome back to the channel. Racer X here, and today's video actually has a couple of different purposes. First and foremost, I want to talk about something that Dodge just put out on their Dodge Garage site about the Hornet. And I put out a couple of videos about the Hornet a little while back, basically talking about how important it is to the brand. And I didn't necessarily think it was a bad offering, and I talked about why. Well, today Dodge actually felt the need to tell us why they did the Hornet, and it actually is pretty cool. So I think this is a very valuable topic for a lot of people to understand. Also, the other thing, I have been in Tampa now for about 3 months. Many of you that follow my channel, you're aware that I relocated from Dallas to the Tampa Bay area. I've only been here 3 months, and of course, now we have a hurricane coming. So in a couple of days, we have Hurricane Ian, I believe, that's supposed to be coming right here. So I've been out getting ready for this, getting supplies. Tampa Bay has not had a major hurricane blow right through the bay in 100 years. Been here 3 months. Boom, there you go. So I don't really know what to think about all that. So a lot of craziness happening on that front as well, but I will do everything I can to be safe. So I just want to address that before long. I'm going to do a live tomorrow talking about it as well. And let's go ahead and get going with the video. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe, and off we go.
T-minus 15 seconds.
I do just want to put a quick reminder out there. Recently, I put out a petition on change.org speaking out against unfair dealer practices, specifically on the practice of dealer markup or after dealer markup, however you want to look at it. Basically, it's price gouging to all the customers out there. That is, the dealerships are charging exorbitant amounts of money above and over MSRP, and the manufacturers simply haven't done much about it, and something has to change. So if you're interested in changing that, if you think it's an unfair practice, I certainly do. I felt like it's time we actually band together and do something about it. Go to the link in the description of this video below and sign the petition. Share it with as many people as you know. Anybody you think would care about something like this. I need to get a lot more signatures so that I can move forward, and maybe we can actually make some change and fix this unfair price gouging that these dealerships are doing right now. So with that said, on we go with the video. Now, I figured since I was out here right in the process of changing my oil, I would go ahead and answer a question just really quick that a lot of people ask me all the time. Many of you know that I do drive a twin turbo Mustang, makes big power, and they ask me, look, just what kind of oil do you run? I'm really picky. As most of you guys that follow my channel, you know that I'm pretty much picky about everything that goes on and in my cars. And so I figure I'll just go ahead and show you. This is actually what I run in my own personal twin turbo car. That's actually AMSOIL 5W50. This is really good stuff. Unfortunately, this joker takes 10 quarts of oil every time you change it. So oil changes do kind of run up on you a little bit, but it's best quality stuff I actually know of, and it works really good on my twin turbo car. So I figured, why not just let you know what it was. Now, I figured I would just go ahead and tuck in the house for the remainder of this video so I could read the article one more time and kind of give you all the facts and just read everything off to you. Yes, about 30 miles just to my west, Hurricane Ian will be there in about 36 hours. Should be like a high category 3, category 4 hurricane. So things could get pretty dicey around here at the X household in the next couple of days. We're just gonna have to see what happens. But for the purposes of this particular video, we're gonna talk about the Hornet and why it is so important to the Dodge brand. I've been saying this for about a month now, ever since I came home from Dodge and that big event they had up there in Michigan, that the Hornet is a very important offering. That small SUV offering is critical really for all manufacturers to just take advantage of. And I've made no bones about it. It is not a muscle car. I didn't think Dodge branded it very well when they said, look, you know, it's all about the brotherhood of muscle. And then they brought out the Hornet. Obviously, you're talking about a small 4-cylinder and the GT, a hybrid, and the RT, and we don't really know exactly what's going on with the Goes Like Hell or the GLH version of that, which they say you can buy from Direct Connection. But I mean, we have the Hornet out there, and my guess is they're going to sell a whole butt ton of them, and I really hope that they do. And that doesn't mean that everybody watching this video has to like them, but I want to tell you maybe why you should, or at least have respect for them if you are a true muscle car or a performance enthusiast. So I want to go ahead and jump into this. So I actually have my notes on this topic right here, and I did look at the wording very carefully here because we all know Dodge, they tend to word things very carefully. So on Dodge Garage's website there, they mentioned two key roadblocks for American car manufacturers that want to continue to produce high-powered internal combustion offerings, which that is pretty much what we've all grown to know and love about the Dodge products. At least most of the enthusiasts on my channel, that's what we like, right? So the Hellcats, the Scat Packs, all that stuff that we know are going away after the 2023 model year. But who knows? Maybe this opens the door in the future, and let me tell you why. So one of the key roadblocks is CAFE restrictions, and CAFE restrictions are the minimum average fuel economy. And we'll talk a little bit about what that really means because a lot of people are pretty confused about it, so I want to set the record straight on exactly what that metric is and what it means. And the second one is the government says that all automakers will offer electrification in 50% of their vehicles by 2030. We already know that that is out there and it's been passed. And so these people have a huge task in front of them trying to make all of that go. Now, another key statistic that they do mention briefly in this article is by 2026, the minimum requirement will be 49 mpg on average for these American auto manufacturers. So you got to keep that in mind. That is the average of all vehicles sold, weight based by units sold. That is a very important thing to think about. So if they sell a whole bunch of a particular car that gets really good standards in terms of miles per gallon, all that kind of stuff, they really hit way above the bar on that. That opens up the door for other things. And this new Hornet RT PHEV, they call it. It's a hybrid, as we know. Like I said, small internal combustion with electric assist. It actually should be pretty quick. They tried to do some things with this Hornet in terms of they gave it like a push-to-pass system. It's got an upgraded interior, and we all know it's basically an Alfa Romeo Tonale that's just been rebadged, and they put a few other goodies on it, but Dodge tried to make it as fun as they could. Completely different market segment. But here is the key thing. This thing gets 75 mpge. So even by the 2026 standard, 3 years from now, a little over 3 years from now, it is going to punch way above where it needs to. And what that does is that opens up the door for other possibilities. And it does go on to say that if you cannot meet that minimum on average, like I said, it's all weight based on how many units of each thing you sell. And, there's an algorithm to it all. But if you don't meet the minimum 49 by 2026, then you start to face hefty penalties. On the other hand, if you're way above that 49, then you get credits for producing things that you might want to see or that we might want to see, which means maybe they'll give us some other internal combustion offerings down the line. So this is something that we need to think about pretty hard. So what was Dodge really thinking when they put out the Hornet? I've kind of mentioned this in roundabout ways. I talked to the executive folks at Dodge when I was up there. They wanted my opinion on things. And I kept telling people, look, they put the Hornet out for a reason. One, it's going to basically be kind of a foundation for the brand in terms of sales. And you have this other metric that I'm talking about now that they made a point to make an article about on Dodge Garage so everybody could understand the meaning and the importance that the Hornet has. Now, those of you that have followed my channel for a long time, you realize that I'm not one into kind of spreading rumors or false gossip and all this kind of crap. That's just not really who I am. And I typically, when I hypothesize about something, and I think most of you know this, that you follow me, it's pretty close. If it's not spot on, it's pretty darn close. And I want to make things very clear on this, right? So first of all, some people are probably out there thinking, look, oh, does this mean Racer X is saying they're going to start making the V8s and they're just playing with our heads and all this kind of stuff? I'm not saying that at all. Do I believe that the Hemi V8s are still going to go away after the 2023 model year? Absolutely, I do. Based on all the conversations that I had with the senior leadership while I was up there, certainly Tim and his whole crew, they were very forthcoming about the fact that, yeah, I mean, it's going down, guys. So still, if you want a Hemi powered L car, then 2023 is the year to get it, guys. Go ahead and go out there and do it. But does this absolutely open up possibilities for the future? If they get enough credits built up and they sell enough of these Hornets, maybe it could. I mean, we're sitting here reading about what the laws are, and Dodge made a point to come out and tell us about this and about these credits. And we saw in Tim's press conference, I mean, he made a point to tell us 75 mpge. He's telling this to a bunch of muscle heads who really don't care about miles per gallon. They just don't. It's more about smiles per gallon. With my core audience and the vast majority of the Dodge enthusiasts out there, they want burnout machines, big power, stuff that just sounds amazing, like just all that stuff. It's what I like. But they just confirmed what I had told you in the first place about why the Hornet could be so important. They're not looking to sell a Hornet RT to somebody like me, or a lot of times, in some cases like you. They're looking to sell it to the other 96% of people out there who just really aren't car enthusiasts the way that we are. They want to put the butts in the seats. They want to basically cement the brand in terms of get a nice foundation out there, lots of sales coming through, so that they can give us fun stuff. And that doesn't mean everything's going to be all electric. Who knows? Maybe it's a hurricane-powered something, but I have a feeling that they're not giving us everything. I guarantee you they've got some stuff on a whiteboard somewhere that they're drawing up and like, okay, well now, if we can sell a bunch of these Hornets, then maybe we can do this, 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 and this. So I think it does open up some doors, some possibilities for the future. And that is what we need to keep in mind about this. So there you go. If you sell 900,000 Hornet hybrids, you get a whole bunch of credits built up with the EPA, then all of a sudden we start to get halo offerings and really cool stuff come later, at least possibly.
That's awesome! I know!
Now, there's another thing. Obviously, you know, when you tear down the assembly line past 2023, where you're used to producing the Hemis, that means you got to start producing other things, and it's very expensive to do all that. So, I mean, it's a big undertaking, but at least it puts that thought in our mind that maybe this is what Dodge was really thinking about when they put the Hornet out there. And I hope they sell a zillion of those things, because if it allows them to produce something in, say, 2025, I mean, this is for future stuff down the road, guys. Don't look for this in 2024. We know the Banshee is going to be a 2024, but it may even be a late release in 2024. So, you know, we're looking towards the future of the brand, but let's just be a little bit open-minded about maybe some of the things that they could have coming down the pipe. I'm trying to think about it in a positive way. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about what all this means in the comments down below, and I will catch you on the next one. So until then, Racer X.